Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. So this is the Angevin Countryside. This is by Mael LTA 361.08 megabytes download. This is being recorded in two phases. This phase, the day of release, is quite late in the evening, and I will finish it off in the morning, so it probably won't be posted, well, until tomorrow, but for you it will be today. This is an official conversion over. Was it at VR? The original of this in front of it? Who's the original of this? But it has been converted over. There are quite a lot of changes, and I'll be honest, some for the better, some not, I think, personally. But if we go and have a look at the map, this is what it looks like. One thing I will say is the map itself, it looks like all of the fields have been overlaid over a sort of a forest texture to some degree. The roads aren't very clearly laid out. I mean, you can see kind of lines between the fields, but when you're kind of trying to drive around them, not very clear. But that being said, there are some mods that have been thrown in by the map maker because they're slightly different. But when you go into the build mode, they look like the same versions of ones we've got, but they are a little bit different. You'll see as we go around. What else? There are a lot of hidden slots. We'll say that as well. The periphery of the map is rather pricey. The periphery of the map is 18,655,320. That may change. There's a reason mainly for that, which we'll get to later on. I will talk about that and we'll see why. Field prices aren't bad. Obviously, we start with very small field. We can have very small fields, like field 16, for example, 8,988, up to larger fields like this one, 216, still not massively expensive, 183. So field prices are pretty good, I'll be honest. The forests, on the other hand, are a little bit more pricey, 1.6 million. 612. So if you want to do forestry, it's a little bit more expensive to get into the forestry side of things. And when I said about hidden slots, here's the thing. I'm on New Farmer. Oh, yeah, actually, what I was going to say was on New Farmer, you start with field one, this plot here, which has got some stuff on it, as you can see. Weirdly, it's not showing the farmhouse. There is a farmhouse here as well. Why is that not showing? Oh, there we go. The farmhouse and cows and field 14. We also start with a field down here, 150, and a field all the way up here, 73. It's a weird spread of fields. I'm not sure why they're spread the way they are. But if I go down now to our finance page and borrow a load of money, I will show you what I mean about the hidden slots. I should have stayed on that. So back to the map. I've got to remember where they all are. Up at the top here, we've got the Kuma facility. Now there isn't a huge amount there, but we can buy this separately. If I buy that for 44,040 and then go down and up, you'll see we've got two gas station symbols come up. One is a fuel source. The other one looked like a workshop trigger, but I can't get it to work. We'll get onto that. If we come all the way down to, where is it? The sugar mill. This one here, if we buy this little plot here for 21,828, and then do that and that, we've got a sheep pasture appears there, or a sheep pen. If we come all the way down to here by field 143, by that little plot, you'll see we've got another farmhouse, sheep pen, we've got a small silo which has been added in, and we've got a fuel point. If we come to, where is it? Down here by field 9, by that plot for 20, just over 23. We've got another farmhouse and more cows. If we come up next to the bakery, which is just here, and buy that plot for 18,984, the plots aren't very expensive, but you don't know they're there. And having a look around, you can have a drive around and try and find them, but they're not there to start off with. We've got the horses, we've got a Farm 400 silo, and we've got a stainless steel fertilizer tank, ones you can buy. So when you come on here and you've got your slot count initially, because you don't own any of those fields and none of those things are showing up, Once you've bought them and they all show up, they can all be sold. If you don't want those farms, you don't want the livestock there, they're all slots that up until that point either you didn't own or you didn't know were there and you couldn't kind of get rid of. That's when so when I say hidden slots, it's just something to be a little bit kind of cautious of. The map's going to be an interesting one. We start here at this farmhouse, but this is not the sleep trigger, weirdly. Go down the lane. Here, there are contracts available because there are fields. We come into this courtyard. A lot of stuff has changed, I say, from the previous version of this, and this is where we've got a lot of our machinery, if not all of our machinery. We've got the stire and the trailer. We've got the top liner, Deutsche Fire top liner, header trailer. We've got a workshop trigger just here, although, oh, there we go. Couldn't get it to work before. Workshop trigger, a couple of weights. Got an old Massey. We've got the Valmet, cultivator, seeder. I think that's pretty much it. Now, as we come round, we've got the cow pasture, which is tucked around here. We've got a water point, a dialogue box. Now that didn't come up until we came to about, there we go. Dialogue box, this will hold 80 cows, this one. And they're held all indoors. We've got out, and that's the other thing as well. On this map, all of the feed, or all of the livestock barns and buildings that have been modded and put in by the map maker all require water. So if you buy a building, you don't automatically get the water. You've got a water point. Feed trough and straw, and then you've got your slurry out. Actually, what we'll do is, and we've got a silage clamp just here. You'd have to place, I think you have to place a manure point. I haven't found a manure point for this. So that's the cows here at the first point, and then we've got the farmhouse. And the farmhouse looks pretty much like the original. I'll try and whiz through it. We've got a garage to the side with a pickup. Remember when I did the review on this on 19? I love this area here. And I couldn't get the triggers to work very well in the previous version, but they work much better on this one. This is the one that's got the CQ models. We do have workshop in here. Your wardrobe is tucked away just there, open wardrobe. And then we've got this, if we come around to the table, where was it? Here, we've got trigger this open door. You can get food on the table, and when you're done, do that. It'll go for a cycle and then they'll disappear. There we go. If we go upstairs, it's very nicely laid out. And one of the, I think the second of the farmhouses is like this as well. And there's your sleep trigger tucked away in there. Now these, like I say, this can all be sold under our build mode. So if we go into our build mode now, like so, go across to our demolish, so we can sell the farmhouse, we can sell the cow shed. We can't sell these two, these stay, as does that building. So under our build mode, if we go across to that, farmhouses, you'll see these two here and that one there have all been added in. Under silos, we have got, and this is the thing, the pictures look like the ones that are standard. Obviously, those two silage clamps don't, and that one, the smaller silo, but that has been converted slightly. There are a few others that the pictures show them as standard, but they're not. Like these ones on the end here, they're duplicates of what we've got at the start here. Anyway, all that being said, so there are some modded things been put in by the map maker. So what we're going to do now is grab the pickup and we're going to whiz round. We talked about the periphery being expensive. Oh, slot count. While we're here, probably not a bad time to talk about slot count. On New Farmer, the slot count is 1,048, which is fairly high. On Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, the slot count is 943, and you don't start with any vehicles. But again, you don't own any of the plots. But here's a warning, and I have written warning in big capital letters on my piece of paper. The warning is, on Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, if you come on here and this plot of land, you buy it. So this plot here, you don't own when you start, which will set you back 37,000. If you come on here on either of those modes and buy this plot, these don't appear. Weirdly, on all the other plots, they do. On all the other plots, you click on them and the pens will all turn up. But if you come on to here on Farm Manager or Start from Scratch and buy this plot, it will look like this. So just a warning, I'm imagining, in my imaginarium of my mind, that this is going to get an update. I honestly think it is not without its problems, let's just say that. Unfortunately for me, personally, and it is just my opinion, some of the things I really liked about the previous version have been removed. There were some bits of landscaping and countryside and bits that I really liked. Unfortunately, those have gone. But and that's a personal preference, a personal choice. I'm still having this problem with my cursor having disappeared. If I go put my map on, it's not showing me where I am on the map. If I go to the main map, as you can see, my little flashing cursor is nowhere to be seen. So doing map tours becomes a little bit more tricky to show where I am. I have been told, apparently, the only way to do it is delete everything, including your save games, all of it, and then go back in again. I don't think that's something I want to do. I might have to just live with that. Although, that being said, depends on the time of release. I've put all this on and I haven't had an update today. Apparently, and this is according to watching DJ's Farm Sim news the other day, or his news the other day, we're supposed to be getting the update either today, which is Thursday, or tomorrow, Friday. If we open up this here, now this is, it says laiterie, which is the dairy. There's no actual sell point showing here, not sure why, but there is a semi-trailer, semi-trailer, which you kind of start with. It's just sat there on the map. You don't start with a lorry, but once you've got your lorry, there's a free semi-trailer, or you can sell it if you want. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to head this way and try and get around as much as I can. There are cartridges. I think there's only 20, and weirdly the cartridges vary in price. Now it does say on the website, on the modhub, that the cartridges are differing prices depending on the difficulty level, and it says 5,000 on easy to 50,000 on hard. I have found on all three game modes the prices are the same for the cartridges, but the prices vary. So rather than getting 50,000 per cartridge, I picked up one that was 11,750, one was 45 grand, one was 32,000. So the prices will seem to be varying a little bit. Anyway, at the front we've got the bakery. So as part of the production chains, we can buy the bakery, or we can just have stuff we can use as a sell point, but here's a production chain for 50 grand if you want the bakery. And if you buy this plot of land and the horses pop up, we've got these, or this shelter, there's nothing in this shelter. We've got a solid fertilizer tank, one of the ones where you can have it filled. You can have someone come and deliver stuff and have it filled, or you can fill it yourself if you want to do that. We've got our horse stable just here with a dialogue box triggered just there, and this will hold 14 horses. You click on that now, there you go. 14 horses just here with our silo just there. All of which, once you've bought, like I said, the hidden slot thing, if I go across to my demolish, we can demolish all of those. I think including this, yeah, that and that, all of those can be got rid of. So as I was saying about the slot count, I gave you the warning about the farm area. If you do buy all these plots of land and you sell all of the buildings, if you get rid of them all, you want to completely start from scratch and you want to place all your own placeables on these, you can get the slot count probably even further, but I got it down to 787. That's down from 1,048 originally. I got it down to 787. Like I say, whether that will change, whether there'll be, I don't know how. Sometimes you get maps where there are plots of land that you don't know what's on them until you buy them. That's not unusual. So, continuing, some of the bits of the driving on here as well, I may skip because there are quite. I was trying to work out a route around where I could take it all in. Some of the gaps between places is quite a bit of driving. That being said, you get a chance to kind of get a feel for the landscape. It's quite sweeping. I wouldn't say undulating. It's almost a sweeping landscape. This. It's quite flat in a lot of places. Not too hilly, but you have got some nice sweeps. If we head all the way down here, this was one of the other plots we bought. Or did we? Did I not buy this one? Maybe. think I forgot. Yes, because there's no trigger shown. Back to the map. That one. Where are we? We're up here. This plot here. If we buy this plot here. There we go. This is where your pigs are. The little markers seem to have been ellipsed a little bit here. But anyway, pigs, I think it's 270 here. 270 pigs. We have got in here. Now this is another one. I found there's a couple of places like this. I thought these were like workshop triggers. I've bought the vehicles up. I'll show you the same with the Kuma. Kuma, I think it's. But for some reason I can't get anything to work there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But watch it work now. Yeah, I'm not getting anything come up as a workshop trigger. As far as the feed and suck goes, whoops, trigger around the front there for feed, and I think these, when you put them in, all 270 are inside, as far as I can tell. Right, from here then, from the pigs, we've got a bit of a drive. There's a big stately home, there's a few placeable areas dotted around the map as well. That's what we'll do. Is head there, so I'm going to do is show you on there. Now I have had a look to see if there's any other places. I bought this here, this is the stately home, but nothing popped up on there. I bought this is just a placeable area. We've got another one up here. Where was the other one? There was another placeable area somewhere. Doesn't matter, it's fine. Oh, hang on, I was going to show you. So it's hard to show you on the thing because it's hard to see the roads. We come from the main farm here, up here and out onto the main road where that trailer was. We come up this lane here, or road here, to the bakery and where the horses are. We then went up here, all the way down here to the pigs. We're now here. We're going to follow this road along, take a turn in there, and we're going to go to that sell point. Then rather than go up here, there's just a placeable point, and there's the stately home you can have a look at. We're going to take a left there, and we're going to go up along that way. And there's a bit of a drive all the way out to there, which we'll get to as best we can. Like I say, there's a bit of driving, and I might skip some of it. Right, so as I said, stately home over on the right-hand side. Very lovely. We're going to bung a quick left, which takes us to, is this the Terrano? I think Terrano. This is the Terrano sell point. So if any of your crops are saying Terrano. Now, as with a lot of the maps now on FS22, when you go on, it may well be showing a lot of things you have, there's no sell point for them. Normally, not always, sometimes there have been a few issues. Normally, a lot of those sell points you have to place yourself, because they're related to production chains, and a lot of map makers won't necessarily put them on, because if you don't do the production chains, that's a lot of slots taken up, a lot of stuff taken up that you don't necessarily need. So if you've got something that's saying there's no sell point, usually there's a sell point available for it in the build mode that you can place yourself. The only one I couldn't find a sell point for, there are spinneries you can place, there was no wool sell point. There was for cotton, but not for wool. So this is Terrano, this is Terrano sell point. I was just was there a cartridge here so I can show you? I think there might have been. Is it one in here? Yeah, tucked under there. Click on that, it says collect. 45,500 for that one. So yeah, it's a bit weird how they're kind of all different prices. Anyway. From here. So we came out of that turning, we're now going to turn to that turning, we're now going to turn down this one. We've got a bit of a drive. So we're heading out into the northwest of the map from now. Ah, what I said was a placeable point, is actually a lake there. Maybe it's just the one. Now we're coming up on the Kuma, the one that I said once you've bought it, it's not too expensive to buy, or not expensive to buy the plot. It's 44,040 to buy the plot. And there's no sell point or anything here. I mean, you can place sell points. I suppose that's the thing about it. We've got some shed space and stuff over there. Once you've bought it, the trigger will come up to open gate. If you haven't bought it, the trigger won't come up. So you need to buy the plot. If we come over here, so you've got all this open space, loads of sheds and stuff. Yeah, I suppose you can put some sell points in, some production chains, some stuff like that if you want to. If we open these up, we've got another one of these triggers here, which I assumed was a workshop trigger, but again, can't get this one to work and nothing comes up for it. But we do have this one here, so we've got a refill silo for diesel, so you can get your diesel delivered and put into the silo here. But here's the thing, if you don't want to use this and you want to make a bit of money, or you buy the plot of land and think, well, yeah, I want to put production chains on here, you can also do this. If you go to your demolish, and this is what I said again about hidden slots, click on demolish, you can sell the Kuma for 175 grand if you want a bit of extra income. If you do, it looks like that. So you can sell that. You've got all that ground, fences go, you can put production chains down, got a little bit of a water source there, you can put some bushes or something around that to hide that if you want to do a bit of landscaping. Those sheds stay, you can't sell those. Just to say, if you wanted to, you can do. Now, like I say, the problem is doing any map tour. Usually, and I've said this in FS19 quite a lot, within a couple of weeks of a map coming out, there's normally an update. And it'll just be minor tweaks or things that need to be sorted out. Sometimes they're more major tweaks. Some of the things I'm showing you now may not be the same if there's an update. It may get tweaked, I don't know. But we do have 3 greenhouses here, which are here at the start. You do have access to them. These are on the periphery. But if I go on here, it does give me the option to buy the greenhouse. So they're here already, but you can then just buy them to be able to use them. These are not sellable. All that being said, hang on a minute. Let me just buy that first. So I've purchased the building and everything's with it. How lovely. If I go into build mode now, go on to demolish. I can. So if I wanted to, I could clear those and put smaller ones in or something. But you have to buy them first to be able to do that. Should have checked that before it started, really. So we are now, we came from that turning, where were we? All the way here. We followed this all the way along. That bit there is like I say, that's a lake, not a placeables area. The Kuma, which was there, and then the greenhouses are here. Now there's that plot there, that's part of the periphery. I thought maybe you could buy that. We're going to go back along and we're going to take a turning here, down for field 73, and we're going to head down this way and take in some more of the sell points of the map. And some more of the secrets that we've purchased and we can now see. We'll show all those as we go. The capacities for animals, that kind of thing. I'm looking for turning by field 73. It should be coming up just about now. There we go. Field 73 is the one that we own. It's weird how spaced apart they all are actually. I suppose it forces you to go to different parts of the map. Next point we're coming up to is just here. Tuck ourselves in. Now this is a slightly odd one. It is French, so you can kind of get away. This is the livestock market, just here. So it's for buying, selling, loading, unloading of your livestock is here. But these have been left on, so it does still say Obella on here. But we could be near there. I mean, it's still on there. This is the livestock market. There is an electric charge point just over there as well. From here we're going to head down to the sugar mill. And the sugar mill is where the extra sheep pen was that wasn't showing until you bought the plot next to it. The buildings are all there, but until you buy them the markers don't come up, and obviously you can't sell them either if you wanted to sell them. Sugar mill is just there as a production chain as a sell point, or if you want to buy it you can. Sugar mill 80 or 100, I never remember. 80, there we go. And then if we come up here, tucked around the back, we've got the sheep pen. We've got another barn building type thing. This sheep pen here holds 65 sheep, which we'll have a look at. Triggers there for feed. Dialogue box is just there. Wall pallets spawn. Is it around the other side? I'm trying to think where it is. It's pretty much like, yeah, here. It's like the standard in-game one, but a little bit different. And there's a few that have been modified and some that haven't. That's sheep. here by field 112. You can just see it on the map on the bottom left. 112 is just in front of here. From here, where we go? Crossroads, I think, isn't it? Yes, we're going to cross over here and carry on heading south. So we're kind of on the more western side of the map now, heading south. We've got the cheese dairy coming up, production chains point. Just here, also from the Oberon map. Fromage de Lune as a production chain. So we came from field 73, just down here, turned all the way down here, livestock market just there, an electric charge point down here to the sugar mill and the sheep. We've crossed over at this crossing here, come down here, and we're at the cheese dairy. We're now going to head down here, and we're going to bung a left. Then we're down into the forest because we've got those bits down there. Yeah, we'll get on. Hopefully we'll get around. Like I say, I might cut a couple of chunks out here and there, but we should be okay. Unlike a lot of the maps recently, things like Calmlands, where all the sell points were all clustered in one place, these have been spread out right across the entire map. Which is great. It makes you drive around the map, it makes you go further. When you're doing deliveries and stuff, it makes you feel like you're actually delivering, you know, it's that... There's pros and cons either way. Some people prefer them all in one place, some people prefer that feeling of, if I'm going to load up a lorry with produce or whatever it is, I want to feel like I've done a delivery, you know, I've gone somewhere. Some people don't, they find that really frustrating, so, you know. So, we are at the sell point, just said Triscalio? Yeah, Triscalio. Sell point is just here, and then we've got a bale sell point just around the back there. So Triscalio and the bale sell point there. From here, we've got a bit of a drive. We are heading proper down south now, through the forested areas. To our left, we have got another farm building. So this is one of the other farmhouses that we're showing in the build mode. Plus, once you bought it, you then have the sheep pen, there's another silo, and there's another fuel point here. So you might recognise the farmhouse from the Old Stream Farm. It's that corner section. We do have the fuel point, which I think is just a buy one. I don't think you can refill it yourself. We come inside. That way, sleep triggers upstairs. That's the workshop trigger. We did buy this, didn't we? A workshop trigger. Wardrobe trigger is what I meant to say. Workshop trigger is there. Silo is there. 400,000 litre silo. Again, water required for the sheep. That's true, the other one didn't show water, did it? The smaller one. That's interesting. This will hold 120 sheep. Wall pallet spawn point is there. Trough is there. Dialogue box just there. There you go, 120. Nice location, this one. But again, once you've bought this plot, you can sell all of these. You can sell the farmhouse, you can sell the... and you can place other stuff. Or, you know, just have the livestock bit, or do a bit of landscaping, or whatever you want to do. I do like the location here, although it is quite a way out of the way. If you look at where we came from here and out, we've come all the way down here, and it's here. Again, we've got a bit of a drive now, because we come down here, all across the bottom of the map, all the way up here, and this is where the machinery store is. Kind of couldn't be further away from most other places. Whoever decided to set up the machinery store was like, no, I want to live in the woods, and I want to live as far away from other people as possible. But then I want to set up a business that involves people having to come to me. Unless they do deliveries, of course, which they might well do. So, from here. Down the bottom here is where that other field is that you start off with on New Farm, field 150. And there's another little bit of a pond lake there. It's just there. We do have a bit of a flood here as well. Okay, so coming up, we've got the machinery store. The machinery store is also the reset point. So we get a little bit of lag there. It's the only place I've noticed it on the map so far. So this is the reset point for machinery, equipment and stuff if you have any problems. Now, there's a couple of quirky little bits about this. Say quirky, odd, I'm going to say about it. If we open up the workshop doors, we do have a raising lift here. If we go to here, press open gate. Can't find the light switch though. We can open this door here. So your purchase point is here for the main store, but the trigger for the work point is here. But I can't, if I put a vehicle on the ramps, that doesn't work. But if I bring the vehicle here and click on it, it does. So I'm puzzled whether or not some of these workshop triggers that are dotted around the map are either in the wrong places, so the actual disc, the blue disc, doesn't match up with where the trigger is, or the blue disc is in the wrong place alongside the trigger. I'm not sure. Like I said, potentially an update. From here, again, we've got a bit of a drive. I couldn't work out how to fit this one in. So we're going to be heading out right to the east. Then we've got to drive all the way back because we've got some more sell points there. Well, I suppose we could do it the other way around, couldn't I? I want to do it the other way around. I'm going to go this way first and we'll finish down there, I think. If I turn back left, so we're kind of doing a spiral back in on ourselves. We should come up to a turning next to field, let's say 85. Fuel point, gas station, just there. Here we are, back field 85, swing over here. Whoa. Oh no, I've just realised why I needed to do it the other way around. Ah, doesn't matter. We can still go back maybe. Yeah, made a mistake, but it doesn't matter. We've got the sawmill, production chains plant, and we've got carpentry right next door, which does make life a little bit easier. So your production chain here, if you put your wood in, you will get planks out once you've bought it, of course, otherwise it's just a sell point. Planks out and wood chips out, and then you can take your planks next door alongside wood as well, and you can get your carpentry to make furniture if you wish. No! From here, yeah, I've done it slightly wrong way around. It's only because I just couldn't work out a route that flowed nicely. So next up we've got the biogas plant, and this is what I was going to say. Normally I would say right at the start there is a biogas plant, it would cost X amount. That's a little bit different now on FS22 because you've got to place them, or they're there already, and you need to not necessarily buy the plot of land but buy the production chain. So it's a little bit different to how it used to be doing map tours, but what are you going to do? Now, this is where this becomes a problem, because the biogas plant is here. There's really nice covered silage clamps like that. We've got the biogas plant just there, but as you can see there are no interactive markers, there are no discs or triggers. There's no point here to buy the biogas plant either. So I was like, oh okay, it's going to be the same as it was in all the others, isn't it? I'm here, I've got to buy it, haven't I? But it's on the periphery. It's part of the periphery of the map, which is 18,655,000. So if you want to run the biogas plant in the position it's in, you can, if you've got 18.6 million. So yeah, I don't know. There's also another cartridge here, and you'll see what I mean about prices. The first one was what, 45 grand? This one, 11,750. So I would imagine the 20 that are scattered around the map are all just varying prices. They don't all seem to be the same price. But it's no big deal, it makes no difference whether they're different prices or not. It's free money. From here, turning to the Tailors. So the Tailor is just here. Again, part of the production chains. So if you've done your fabric and stuff like that, and you want to bring it here. Now it's interesting, like I said, if we come down, we go to our cotton. Cotton's got a sale point at the bale sale, but there's no spinnery on the map. What's weird to me, and there's no point for selling wool, so you need to place a spinnery. The spinnery will make fabric. The fabric you bring to the tailors. It seems weird that we've got a tailors on the map, but no spinnery, because the tailors is pointless unless we've got a spinnery in the first place. I would have thought it would have been the other way around, a spinnery rather than a tailor, but I'm just putting it out there. From here then, we've got a couple of sort of jumps we're going to do, because the next sale point is that one there. Now we're at the tailor shop, we've done that. So we came from here, Carpenters and Sawmill, up there to Biogas Plant. We've come round there to the tailors. The next one there is that we haven't done. Oh no, we did the trainer, didn't we? We came up and did it. I decided to do it that way around. So the tailor shop is kind of the best way round I could do a route, taking them all in, apart from down here. Now you may think, why didn't you just do that first? When you did the main farm, there's not really a road that hooks it up well. I can come down here and round and up to it, but then I've got to come back around because there's not a road that joins from here to this road. It just seemed it was a tricky one to get round. Let's just say that. So what I'm going to do, so we've done tailor shop. We did the terrain already. Brilliant. So the tailor shop is the last of those sell points. So what I'm going to do now is to the farmhouse. So this is the secondary farmhouse. If you've bought this plot of land down here in the southeast, same as the other one that we first started at. This is our second location with cows. So we come out the farmhouse again. Once you bought this plot of land, we can sell that. We have got the barn here. We have got a silage clamp. And we have got our cows around here. This one will hold 45, I think. It's not a very big one, this one. If I open it up. Now this one doesn't say it requires water, unless it's out the other side. No, it's weird how some do, but some don't. That's a little bit puzzling. Anyway, so that's the secondary cows, and that's everything. Now, what I will say is, in that jump in between, so we go back to our map. So we jumped from the tailors, which was there, which is where we left the pickup, right the way down here to sort of almost to the southeast, to the final point. And we've been around pretty much everything. Now's the point to probably tell you, this is being recorded today, Thursday, when I'm going to release this video. So all of the rest of what I did last night, and this morning I've got up, I've put on the modhub to check everything, and the map's gone from the modhub. You couldn't make it up, could you? So I'm going to post this anyway. Chances are the map is going to get an update. The map has probably been taken down to be updated, and we'll come back. Now, weirdly, yesterday, when I did my mod review, it was showing as an update, but the update didn't say console release. The map released, came up as a new map, then came up as an update, and has now gone. So yeah, take that as you will. And that is the map. That is the ANGEVIN countryside. Like I said earlier on, it's not without its issues, not without its problems. Some bits I think are better than the previous version, some bits not. That's just my own personal opinion. You can take from this mod review or map tour, whatever you want. The hidden slot thing, whether that will stay the same or not, I don't know. But just be aware of that, the little things that I've pointed out. On the whole, it's a really nice map. You know, it's just a few little tweaks and stuff here and there, I guess, would be. We shall see. Anyway, that's by Mael, LTA. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape, or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.